Hello everyone, I'm NTom64.
And I'm the Flameclaw.
And welcome to the HellfireComms playthrough of Sonic Heroes. This one has been in the making for years, actually. Probably even older than Flame at this point, but I'm just kidding. He actually recorded this playthrough, because fuck power recording, by the way. But we got a couple of guests for this one, starting with you, Smoovies.
Sonic Movies!
Beautiful, and we also have Sky. What's up, mate?
Hello.
So, let me just look down at my notes here, in case this intro gets any more awkward. This was the first multi-platform Sonic game, and the first multi-platform one for Sega in general, actually. It was originally on PS2, GameCube, and Xbox, and also PC, and would later come to the PS3's PSN service. But, enough about me. What about you, Smooth? How did you first get into Sonic Heroes?
Because I saw in a magazine for like Nintendo Power or something, it was like, Shadow's back! And I'm like, why is he back? He's supposed to be dead! And so then I had to play it. I saw like all the different play styles in the magazine and stuff. I was like, this doesn't look like a good game, but I just want to know why Shadow's back, so I spent $50.
That's such a Sonic fan's training for. But yeah, I'm not really one to talk. What about you, Sky? How did you get into Heroes? Don't worry, Flame, we'll get to you eventually.
I saw stuff for it online, all the previews. It was really the last Sonic game I was hyped for as a kid, because I thought that playing as three people at the same time was mind-blowing. And this kind of killed my Sonic fandom for me.
Ooh, ouch. Well, it kind of opened up the Sonic fandom in really strange and terrible ways. But Flame, how did you get into Heroes before I explain the gimmick of the game?
Well, basically, this is gonna confirm what you said in the intro, and that when I was a really little kid, I played a lot of the adventure games. Loved both Adventure 1 and Adventure 2 to pieces. So that was my real connection with Sonic, and so when I saw there's another Sonic game coming out, it was like, oh my god, I've got to get this. And it was from playing it that I learned that life can be very cruel sometimes.
Ouch. Getting life lessons from Sonic games, Jesus.
Well, my first life lesson with video games was Sonic 3D Blast. I think that was the first Sonic game I ever purchased. I was probably 7, and yeah. After that, my second game I purchased was Pac-Man 2. The something adventures, the point and click, so bad.
So yeah, the gimmick for Heroes, as you can probably tell, is that you play as a team of 3. There is a speed character, who is like Sonic, Shadow, etc., who goes fast. There's a power character, like Knuckles or Vector, who hits hard. And there is a flight character, like Tails, Cream, etc., who carries the rest of the team, quite literally. How the fuck can Charmy carry all those guys?
He's a very strong bee.
Well, I suppose he'd have to be to keep up with the Chaotix crew, who seem to be missing a member, might I add.
Yeah, that's a mighty shame.
What was the name of Team Sonic's theme?
We Can, I believe.
I hate that song so much. In fact, I hate all of the songs that have words in them.
All the vocal songs, you mean?
Yeah.
Not really a fan of We Can. I like the others, but not Ted Poley's best work, I gotta say. And you can already see, like, here, we've gone back to the whole, like, classic Sonic style of level design with, like, the checkerboard hills. None of that realistic human living city crap from the adventure games. No. This is all classic and Mega Drive-esque.
Give it 2 years.
Oh boy, yeah, the sequel to Heroes would just, kind of go back on that, but, less about Shadow the better, really.
Well, I find Shadow actually easier to look at, because the colours in this game, they look like too saturated. It's really jarring to me. Uh-huh. Especially when playing for long periods of time, and especially in some levels coming up, but we'll get to them when we get to them.
I should probably mention, you may have seen, because obviously this comes out after so many other Sonic Heroes playthroughs, you may have seen people play through 4 versions of the same game, like Team Sonic, Team Dark, Team Rose, and Team Chaotix. We're not going to be doing that. We're going to be going down a custom route that Smoovies and I came up with 2 years ago now, and it involves playing through all of the levels, but we're going to be switching out to other teams for certain levels, so you get the whole experience, but you don't have to sit watching the same levels again and again, which works out for everyone involved, including us recording it.
Oh, thank God.
Seriously.
That is such a redundant sort of setup, really, because the teams, the way they work is Team Sonic, Team Dark, and Team Rose are basically difficulty settings. So the idea of having difficulty settings is that you can pick a gameplay experience that's right for how you like to play games, but you completely throw that away when you force the player to play through all of them anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pink Sonic, you know?
Black Sonic, Crocodile, Knuckles, what's going on?
Crocodile Sonic's pretty good.
Well, yeah, Team Sonic is just like normal. Their levels are the standard length. Enemies have standard amounts of health points. That's a new thing. Enemies with health points. You can't just you can't just spin dash these guys anymore. No, you got to do it multiple times unless you're like level 3, rank 3.
I've always hated that. Even in Sonic Lost World, when they took it away, but they gave you that little kick attack.
Ugh.
Yeah, so the thing is, Sonic games, what draws people to them in general is it's fast, but then that kind of completely breaks the pace of everything if you've got to stop to just switch your formation to power to punch the guy, or just repeatedly mash, say, Thunder Shoot or the homing attack at it. It just ruins like the entire pace you've built up through the level.
I should probably mention how I got into Heroes. Like, I saw this guy back in secondary school had like a video game magazine, and there were pictures of, well, Heroes, obviously, and I was like, oh my god, it's the Chaotix crew. Where's Mighty? He was my favourite. Where's Red Sonic?
Red Sonic's on screen right there, you're playing as him.
Don't fucking start with me, Sky. There's a difference between Knuckles and Mighty, alright? I played Chaotix.
That's Mittens, Sonic. Excuse me. My favorite levels of Sonic Heroes are the ones where I can just play as Sonic and never have to switch to Tails or Knuckles.
So none of them, then.
So you like Shadow the Hedgehog?
Yeah! By the way, these characters, you can see that they don't have any texture applied to them. They only have a color assigned to specific polygons. It's disgusting. It's horrible.
It's shiny is what it is.
It's so oh god.
It actually looks even more awkward in the PS2 version because the shadows in that game are much more basic. Because in this, I'm playing the GameCube version here, we can see the shadows are at least sort of shaped to the characters as you're running along, whereas in the PS2 one it is literally just a circle under their feet, and I swear it's not in place a lot of the time either.
You guys are probably aware of what kind of reputation Heroes has. A lot of that comes from the PS2 version of the game, which is just infamously glitchy. Like, even more so, compared to the GameCube, Xbox, PC versions, etc. I've never played it myself, thankfully. I always stuck with the GameCube version, and I honestly think it plays best here.
I think I played it once, and I remember it being really bad.
I have played the PS2 version of Shadow, which is a little bit clunky in its own right, and I imagine it's because it's built on, to my understanding, a similar kind of engine. I would imagine the problems also carry over, so it would be the same sort of deal with Heroes.
I really liked the way that all the characters controlled in SA2. Why didn't they just combine all those different controls and put it into this? The control in this is so bad.
Well, I actually have a quote from Izuka here. He says they didn't want to make a game that was a continuation of the adventure titles, despite the fact that this literally is a continuation of the adventure titles.
Sure, but I mean just in terms of controls.
Yeah, well, they said they were worried about only core gamers buying the thing, so they instead created something that more casual players would adapt to.
By giving it worse controls. Good job.
Yeah, just a A-grade or S-rank job right there.
I think it's because the engine they used for this one was easier to port to multi-platform instead of the SA1, SA2 engine.
Yeah, the renderware engine.
Is it just something about the technology of the GameCube or something that they just decide to make everything shiny? Because the GameCube port of Sonic Adventure's shiny as hell as well.
Yeah, it really is.
And that's even more amplified because when they ported over the HD version of Adventure, because then you see all the shininess in HD.
I love how in Sonic's world there are cities filled with humans, and right next door is this shit.
BRB, go to the floating turtle colony.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the Team Blast here, kind of your super move. Once the gauge builds up enough, you can do like certain things depending on which team you're playing as. For Sonic, it's just blast away and everything dies.
How do you fill up the Team Blast gauge, Tom?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Smoovies. Flame, how do you fill up the team gauge?
Well, you get little additions to it from things like killing enemies, collecting rings, and it just builds up and builds up over time. And then it's the Z button on the GameCube just to blow up everything on screen.
There is actually a way of cheating your way to a full gauge, which we'll be showing off later, and yes, it can be used to choose the final boss.
Oh man, that's so satisfying. One thing we didn't comment on as it happened is you saw me pick up a key earlier on, which is your little token to get into this game's special stages, which are horrible, but
Oh yeah.
in order to get to them, after picking up said key, you have to make your way through the entire level without taking a hit. With these fuckers following you, who will possibly knock you off the stage the first time you play this.
And it will usually happen when you're making the transition from this little pathway here near to the goal ring, and it happens every fucking time without fucking fail.
Oh, the ones that normally get me are the first turn, because the game pushes you up against the wall at that point, and I'm not exactly sure whether it's safer to just adjust yourself or just let it happen.
Just let it be.
Flame, man, I always make it a goal to make sure everybody reaches level 3 before I complete a level, man. That's just...
Yeah, Flame, what are you doing, man?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll go backwards and go waste time.
Now, if you collect a key in the first stage, which would be Seaside Hill, in this case, you'll go to a place where you can just, like, get lives, I think, is it, Flame?
I believe so, yeah.
For every, like, second stage, this is where you can get the emerald, and my god!
Damn!
that was fast as fuck!
These can go either of two ways. Either you accidentally get it like this, or you just get knocked by literally everything in your path.
God damn.
But this boss here, now, you'd imagine they'd give you a boss that'd let you test all the different like all the different skills and that these characters have got just to let you get used to it, but no, we're just gonna shit rock the fuck out of this.
Oh, you missed out the thing where he's like, I think you've got that backwards, Doc.
Oh, that's because we're playing it from a completed save file.
Shit, rock, yeah!
Ah, well, just pummel him to death.
Crush 40, crush 40.
This is like a fucking egg jet thing that's blinding us on screen at the moment, but no, you can just punch the plane to death, that works.
See you, Tails.
I can't wait for parts 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Oh, fantastic.
Specifically 6.
Okay, guys, we'll see you next time for another part of Sonic Heroes. Bye for now.